This video contains spoilers for Deltarune Chapter 5. You have been warned. Woo! Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing well, and that you enjoyed playing through the highly anticipated Deltarune Chapter 5. I know I did. Talk about absolute cinema. Chapter 5 was a beautiful, fun, entertaining, emotional installation to the Deltarune saga, and... what's that? Side B. The lake. Whisper, whisper. Takoyaki stand. Oh no. So the onion song conspiracy is probably true. But even I admit that I never saw this coming. This absolute maniac, this hometown butcher, turned onion into takoyaki. I am beyond shocked. I am genuinely appalled. What the actual heck is wrong with this town? I was going to make a follow-up to that original Onion Song video, but, yeah. It seems like that case is pretty much closed, if the ending to the Weird Crowd is any indication. And Susie's dialogue during the festival. Holy crap, dude. Fly high, sweet Onion Song. That is assuming they really are dead, and aren't just horribly dismembered somewhere in the depths. Oh god, that's even worse, isn't it? All I can say for sure is that I fear there might be a visit to the meat factory in our future. We should talk about something else. Let's proceed, or let's move on to the topic I'd like to discuss today. That being, who will be the secret boss of Chapter 6? Now, before you start typing that comment, I know Chapter 5 was the final Shadow Crystal. But I'm of the mind that Mew Mew is not the last secret boss we'll be facing. Because the clues for there being a Chapter 6 secret boss are all there, and they all point to one specific individual. That being none other than Sham, the Castletown shopkeeper. Sham has been a recurring character throughout Deltarune since Chapter 1. There, they play the role of a wise yet apathetic merchant, expositor of lore, and keeper of a third of the key to Jevil's cell. Sham possesses a deeply nihilistic view of the world, stating that whether or not the Card Kingdom Dark Fountain is sealed makes no difference to them, as neither light nor dark holds a future for a Darkmare in their condition. In the light world, Sham is a plushie, left abandoned in the empty classroom like the rest of the Card Kingdom denizens. Interestingly enough, Sham's presence in the light world extends beyond the classroom, as a drawing of them can be found on Asriel's computer. Well, Susie calls them the Stitch Cat thing from Castletown, but it's pretty clear she's talking about Sham. As of now, Sham's connection to Asriel remains shrouded in mystery, but I highly suggest everyone watching to check out the original Fun Gang theory by Lorfax TV. It's one of my all-time favorite Deltarune theories, and I am a wholehearted believer that it will be proven true in a future chapter. To briefly summarize, the theory goes that before the story of Deltarune and the Fun Gang we're familiar with, there was another Fun Gang embarking on adventures in the Dark World. One might even call them an original Fun Gang. These intrepid adventurers were Asriel, Des, and Sham. It's not too terribly relevant to what I'm talking about today, but I just couldn't talk about Sham without mentioning it. But to be fair, if you've reached my dusty little corner of Deltarune videos, you were probably already familiar with the theory. Ah well, tangent over. Something we do know for sure about Sham is their connection to a certain chaos-loving jester, that being none other than Jevil. The pair were once close, though how close depends on who you ask, with Sham serving as the court magician and Jevil as the court jester. Jevil was the only one who could match Sham in the games they played, which when putting aside further evidence already suggests that Sham is more capable than they let on. One day, Jevil met a strange someone, who we now know was likely the Roaring Knight, and he began to change, seeing the world as nothing more than a game. Left with no other option, Sham was forced to seal away their closest companion. And ever since that day, their smile has been hollow. But Jevil's words remained lodged in their head, an echo they couldn't erase. They were afflicted with a persistent apathy, unable to bring themselves to care about much of anything. Believing a little chaos might be fun, Sham bestows the Fun Gang with a piece of the key to Jevil's cell. Once the jester is defeated, Sham is impressed, and acknowledges that the three might be heroes after all. However, they remain adamant that our actions are futile, saying that once we too come to that realization, they'll have us over for tea. Then we can toast to the end of the world. In Chapter 2, Sham moves into Castletown, continuing to maintain their shop with mostly the same goods as before. Despite their persistent nihilism, they welcome the fun gang, even though they'll have little to offer from here on out besides a biscuit and a hint, which is honestly adorable. If Jevil was defeated in Chapter 1, Sham takes the shadow crystal he was carrying to appraise it for us. Incredible to think he had a shadow crystal. Shadow crystals, so called because you can only see their shadow. Call it a premonition, but I get the feeling you may find more of these, if you continue to defeat stronger adversaries like him, that is. If you can gather more shadow crystals, bring them here. I'm sure I could stitch together something incredible for you. Something incredible, huh? Whatever could that possibly be? Well, if you've spoken to Malleus at all, you'll no doubt be aware of the Pure Crystal, a key item that when combined with the Thorn Ring can be used to craft the mysterious Twisted Sword. Though it is currently unobtainable in-game, the Pure Crystal has an interesting check description that suggests a connection with Sham and the Shadow Crystals, that being, the Shadow, purified by the cat. It is highly likely that the Pure Crystal is the incredible item that Sham has promised us, and that we will be receiving it in Chapter 6. But personally, I don't think it will be as simple as Sham just handing over the Pure Crystal with no fanfare. Wouldn't it be way more interesting if Sham challenged us to one final battle, to test if we were truly worthy of receiving such a prize? There is a surplus of evidence suggesting that Sham is a powerful fighter. Besides being the former court magician, they were able to single-handedly seal away Jevil, assuming they didn't have help. That already scales them above at least one already existing secret boss. But that's not all. In Chapter 5, Sham complains about the recruits from the Church Dark World making a racket in the town square. These Darkners tend to average around level 30, whereas the Card Kingdom recruits don't even crack level 10. Despite that, Sham says they all crumpled when challenged to a little sparring match, and asks us if there's any chance of recruiting anyone stronger. Not only are they much stronger than an ordinary Darkner, Sham also appears to be clairvoyant, somehow able to tell which bosses are coming next with no indication. They have knowledge of things that others don't, including the existence of save files from which previously earned shadow crystals can be transferred. They previously possessed the Shadow Mantle, and in the Undertale cross-stitch book are shown wielding a weapon called the Sham Ripper, or a Seam Ripper? It is described as a tool designed to allow for the easy removal of stitches. Its small, curved blade cuts through the thread, while its blunt or ball-tipped point protects your fabric, essential for ripping out a misaligned stitch if you're too far along to simply pull the threads back out. And it was once wielded by Sham in combat. If I had to guess, probably in that fateful duel against Jevil. No recruit in Castletown holds a candle to Sham's sheer level of ability, and they are well aware of this fact. After Chapter 4, if the Shadow Crystal quest was abandoned, Sham describes an encounter with the Addisons, who in an effort to buy out their shop played against Sham in a game of cards. The Addisons lost hand after hand, and after a while they'd lost their store, their money, and even some of their clothes. Sham has this to say. Of course, in the end, I laughed and gave it all back, but it was fun to give them a little scare. Although, not as fun as if they could actually win. Wow, Sham! That's such a Freedom World revolving Big Shot Green Gaster very interesting thing of you to say! In the 2024 holiday newsletter, Toby Fox commentates on the creation of the newly released Sham plushie. In that statement, Sham's magic is described as dusty magic that twinkles like broken dreams. Broken dreams? Lost dreams? Like what shadow crystals are made of? Sham was already associated with shadow crystals, but that's just another detail that hammers home the connection even further. Taking all of these clues into account, I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that in Chapter 6, we'll see Sham make their boss battle debut, and will face them in a glorious showdown that's been built up to since 2018. Being a magician, I speculate they'll mainly use magical attacks. But who knows? Maybe we'll even see them wield the Sham Ripper once more. Either way, I doubt there'll be a pushover, so get those flower items ready. My wish is that after overcoming Sham in a battle and showing them the strength we've built throughout our journey, we'll in turn give them the strength to believe that fate isn't so set in stone. The strength to hope. Something that already seems on track to happen should our quest continue. And hey, if Jevil was ever going to make a reappearance, this would be the perfect time to do so. I hope you all enjoyed this little theory. I feel like a Sham battle would be such a great resolution to the Shadow Crystal quest, and would also just be such a hype moment if it were to happen. I really enjoy Sham as a character, and it would make me really happy to see them get some attention. This has been Arcade, signing off, and always remember to hold on to hope even in the darkest of times, and don't let your dreams become lost ones. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.